Some final steps down memory lane for your ears only. I'm David Alpern, but first another quote from last week's news. The NFL has lost its way. That was Terry O'Neill, president of the National Organization for Women, as NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell indefinitely suspended Baltimore Ravens star Ray Rice after release of an elevator video that showed him punching his girlfriend, now wife, unconscious. Earlier, a video that showed Rice dragging her body from the elevator drew only a 2-game suspension. After the AP reported the punch tape was sent to the NFL months ago, Goodell launched an independent review of NFL responses by former director Robert Mueller, though he works for a law firm with extensive NFL connections. Also last week, South Africa's double amputee track star Oscar Pistorius was found guilty of culpable homicide in the fatal shooting of his girlfriend, but not premeditated murder. Now from our July 23rd, 2006 Newsweek On Air broadcast with co-host Catherine Herzog.
When I get older, losing my hair, many years from now, will you still be sending me a Valentine? Birthday greetings, bottle of wine.
Glad you are willing to, is thrilling to the core. But make it fast before my facelift hits the floor. Don't ask a lady what the lady did before. Ask what the lady's doing before it all needs gluing.
Cabaret divas Andrea Marcovici and Julie Wilson with two approaches to female aging, one faintly plaintive, the other distinctly defiant. Novelist, essayist, screenwriter, and director Nora Ephron has her own approach. The woman who gave us movies like When Harry Met Sally and Sleepless in Seattle, and books including Heartburn, Crazy Salad, and Wallflower at the Orgy, now confronts her 60s with characteristic mordant wit in a new collection of essays titled I Feel Bad About My Neck and Other Thoughts on Being a Woman, from Knopf next month.
While she may have come a long way in Hollywood, Ephron actually hasn't traveled all that far in terms of body parts she worries about. Her earliest notable essay was focused on small breasts, but she has proved prescient. We were both daily reporters in New York back in the mid-'60s when I asked her about Newsweek, where I knew she had once been what they called a mail girl and where I had a job offer. Her answer has stayed with me, for better and worse, over my last 40 years here. Newsweek, she said, it's a hard place to leave. So now it gives me great pleasure to say, Nora Ephron, welcome to Newsweek On Air.
Thank you, David.
Do you laugh as much writing these essays as we do reading them, or were you close enough to tears to worry about shorting out your keyboard?
I don't think I was laughing or crying. I definitely felt when I got into my 60s that nothing I read about being in your 60s had the remotest connection to what I was feeling. I kept looking around at, girlfriends. I was having lunch with girlfriends, right? We are not girls. But, all of us wearing turtlenecks practically up to our noses or scarves so that we looked like sort of Katharine Hepburn in On Golden Pond, or mandarin jackets so that we looked like a version of the Joy Luck Club. And I just thought, no one is writing about this. People write these books where they say, it's so great to be older because you're so wise. And I just thought, what are they talking about?
Well, what is so bad about your neck? And isn't it something a little makeup or plastic surgery could fix?
How old are you? Who are you? How old are you? The neck is the first thing to go. And you can kind of do all sorts of preemptive strikes against recognizing that fact, like failing to look in the mirror for several years. or when you do look in the mirror, you do that pathetic thing that many of us do, which is that you sort of gently pull the skin up, hoping that that's what you look like, or you kind of straighten your neck like some sort of fabulous swan. But at some point, you're going to catch a glimpse of it. Some really loving friend will send you a picture of yourself blowing out the candles on your 65th birthday cake, and you'll want to shoot yourself because there it is. I mean, I write in the book that you have to cut open a redwood tree to see how old it is, but you wouldn't have to if it had a neck. Necks are a dead giveaway.
You say in the book that there is the possibility of plastic surgery, but it requires a whole facelift, and you end up looking not like quite anybody you know, much less yourself.
Well, that's, of course, the danger of plastic surgery. I don't want to judge anybody who has it because anything that gets you through the night, that's how I look at it. But you have to be very careful of what you do and whom you go to, because you can end up looking in the mirror and actually seeing a total stranger, which is not a good thing, I think.
You also say you hate your purse, if only for what it says about you. What does it say?
Yes, I'm one of those women who hates her purse. Now, not all women do hate their purses. The world is full of women who have unnatural attachments to their purses, and spend huge sums of money on them. But I look in my purse, and I'm sorry to say, I see myself. I see the complete and total disorganized mess I am. I see the boarding pass from the airplane trip 3 years ago, and little bits of tobacco, even though I haven't had a cigarette in about 35 years, and lipstick tops and loose Advils, and I just feel that purses are a nightmare. They're a nightmare. That just happens to be how I feel about them.
Nora Ephron's new book is I Feel Bad About My Neck from Knopf. We wish her well with an apt song her Sleepless in Seattle helped bring to a new generation.
You must remember this. A kiss is still a kiss. A sigh is just a sigh.
From our July 23, 2006 Newsweek On Air broadcast. Ephron died in June of 2012, but it's just been announced that a script she wrote about singer Peggy Lee soon will be filmed with Oscar winner Reese Witherspoon in the title role.
The fundamental things apply as time goes by.
And this has been For Your Ears Only.